Justice Krishna Murari joined the faculty of law at the Allahabad University because he also wanted to become a civil servant. He once said that in the initial months after joining the university, he was completely disinterested in law. Musafir hain hum, Musafir ho tum bhi, kisi mode par fir mulaqat hogi. Brother Krishna Murari, I will not say that you are retiring today, because you never retire when you are in the legal profession. The legal profession is a way of life where you learn with every case, every client, every fact, and every law. And even today, when we were in the ceremonial bench and we had just 7 transfer petitions, typically the idea is not to stress the retiring judge on the last day. I noticed that Justice Krishna Murari made a suggestion in a small order which I dictated, which reminded me that there had been missing something even while passing those small orders in transfer petitions. So there's something which you learn every day of your life from each other and from the experience of our colleagues. For many of the members of the bar who may not be aware, Justice Krishna Murari hails from Ayodhya, earlier the district of Faizabad. His early schooling, right up to class 6, was from Ayodhya. From class 7 to 12, he studied at the famous Christ Church College at Kanpur. And it is because of this that he speaks fluently in a Kanpuriya dialect, with which we are all acquainted, having watched the anecdotes and Kanpuriya jokes. But his father was working with the state of Uttar Pradesh in the paramedical services and retired as superintendent of the Ursula Hospital at Kanpur. Brother Krishna Murari's mother was very affectionate, warm, and hospitable. She was very highly educated, but chose to be a homemaker. As for him, after graduating from the Lucknow University, Brother Krishna Murari moved to Prayagraj to study law at the Allahabad University. During that time, Allahabad University routinely had dozens of its students getting into the higher echelons of the Indian bureaucracy. Allahabad University was then highly regarded and prized. During those days, a single hostel of Allahabad University would have a half a dozen candidates within the top 100 ranks. Such was the contribution to the Indian civil service and IAS later on. Justice Krishna Murari joined the faculty of law at the Allahabad University because he also wanted to become a civil servant. He once said that in the initial months after joining the university, he was completely disinterested in law. But one day he went to the Allahabad High Court to observe the court proceedings and found them interesting. In that moment, he knew that he wanted to become a lawyer. After joining the bar in 1981, Brother Krishna Murari started legal practice in the Allahabad High Court. Brother Murari often credits his success to his mentor, Sri Gyanendranath Verma, who was a leading lawyer on the civil, constitutional and revenue side at the Allahabad High Court. He was also his maternal uncle, a senior counsel, and a legendary figure on the revenue side of the Allahabad High Court and the revenue courts of the state of Uttar Pradesh. This accidental sidestep which Brother Murari took proved to be the judiciary's gain eventually. Mr. G.N. Verma was known to take the entire family for well-known trips to London. However, Brother Krishna Murari was never included in these sojourns, since the work of the entire chamber was left in his hands. Justice Krishna Murari was a chamber colleague of Justice Ashok Bhushan and part of what has now become known in Allahabad as the famous foursome: Ashok Khare, Shashi Nandan, Justice Ashok Bhushan and Justice Krishna Murari. All from renowned legal families, Krishna Murari and Ashok Bhushan accepted the call of office, while the other two remained respected senior counsel of the Allahabad High Court. Like his mentor, Brother Krishna Murari was known for his practice in civil, constitutional, company, service and revenue matters. After a successful practice spanning 3 decades, he was appointed as a judge of the Allahabad High Court in 2004, a position in which he served for more than 14 years. For all intents and purposes, the Allahabad High Court is his karma bhumi. Later, he also served as the Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court before being elevated to the Supreme Court in 2019. My own association as a colleague with Brother Krishna Murari traces back to October 2013 when I took over as Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. He was always very calm, with a perfect demeanor for a judge. And he shared with me yesterday something which is not probably a secret to all of you. And he said that I have never lost my temper with a member of a bar or a litigant in person throughout my judicial career, even once. At the Supreme Court, Brother Murari brought with him the valuable experience and judicial skills that he gained while serving as a judge of the Allahabad High Court and Punjab and Haryana High Court. He conducted his court with a great sense of equanimity and humility. He treated juniors and seniors alike without differentiating between them, which is reflected in what was said in the ceremonial bench today by many junior members of the bar. As a judge of the Supreme Court, he contributed to many areas of law, including service law, criminal law, family law, and constitutional principles. During his tenure, he was a part of many important cases, including the Constitution Bench cases in the NCT of Delhi and the Maharashtra constitutional matter. During the Constitutional Bench hearings, we decided that the court proceedings will be conducted in a paperless fashion. Even though Brother Krishna Murari was initially not conversant with using an iPad and laptop, I must compliment him because he learned how to use it quickly with the able assistance of his staff and judicial clerks, and also supplemented in good measure by Brother Justice Narasimha, who sat next to him. It was primarily because of the cooperation of Brother Krishna Murari and my other brother and sister judges that we were able to conclude the proceedings in a completely paperless manner, even pressurizing the Solicitor General and the lawyers who were appearing on the other side to ensure that they have no paper in their hands. As his colleagues, we have benefited from his wisdom and experience. He always made it a point to work amicably and courteously with his colleagues to arrive at a just resolution of cases. Brother Murari has always treated people, be it his juniors, court staff, or judicial clerks, with kindness. All his law clerks and interns were there this morning in the ceremonial bench and later on joined us for a cup of tea together with his family in the lounge. All his life, he has been a humble craftsman who has dedicated his life to law and to those affected by law. In more than one way, this is an event to honor more than 4 decades of Brother Murari's career of public service. But today I am reminded of the following lines by poet Bashir Badr. Musafir hain hum, musafir ho tum bhi, kisi mode par fir mulaqat hogi. या थोड़ा सा मैं बदलाव भी ला सकता हूँ आखिरी पंक्ति में और ये कह सकता हूँ मोड़ मोड़ पर मुलाकात होगी आपसे. Brother Murari, I wish you all health and happiness, and especially to your gracious spouse who has sacrificed a lot in order that your career should be where it is. I would also like to thank and congratulate your family, friends, staff, and law clerks. And finally, one more thought. आपके साथ कुछ लम्हे, कई यादें बतौर इनाम मिले. आपके साथ कुछ लम्हे, कई यादें बतौर इनाम मिले. एक सफ़र पर निकले और तजुर्बे तमाम मिले. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words.